Alrighty, I guess there was one more video that I needed to make, and it's about cricket, and it's about Australian cricket, and its rivalry with the English, and a little series which was between 1932 and 1933. Which was called Bodyline. Now, cricket is a great analogy for the world, for politics, for international relations. That's why it was invented. It is like chess, it is a sport or a game. It is a great game. And it runs with a lot of etiquette involved. Etiquette is something that the English perfected and the Americans destroyed. That's why they don't play cricket, because they don't understand it, because they're in too much of a hurry all the time. Hence that racket coming from up there at the moment. But in the Bodyline series between 1932 and 1933, we had the great cricket team captained by the man himself. I think it was captained by him. No, he wasn't the captain. I'm sorry. He was just the well-known Don Bradman. Basically, if you don't know who Don Bradman is and you call yourself an Australian citizen, electric chair, because you're obviously fucking a Russian spy or an American spy. Like, that's a thing. There are American spies here, and that's the way you out them. Hey, who's Don Bradman? You know what I mean? If I ask Sam Worthington, he's that guy on Avatar. He grew up in Bunbury, I'm pretty sure. I know these things because he's a West Australian legend who was on Avatar. And he would 100% know who Don Bradman is. And a Russian spy or an American spy wouldn't know who Don Bradman is. And this, I would stake my fucking life on this DVD. If I go to Supreme Court, I'm taking this DVD with me. Like when I got arrested, I asked to take that children's book with me. And the police laughed at me and then said, as they locked me in the pod, they said, "Oh, I'm glad that we ruined his day." Well, you didn't ruin my day. You actually made my day, but you didn't know that until fucking now, I suppose. And then, anyway. Bodyline is my whole argument. Like, they'd be like, what do you wish to swear your oath on? I'd swear it on this DVD and this book, I think. And, of course, the moth fell off the Bible. This book, that's a Bible. I take all these in. I go, can I please swear on my oath on these 3 items to make my point? Because we've got to make a point about nationalism and fucking colonialism and the empire and the fucking plans. It's too complicated. And if you don't understand that complication can be beautiful, then you don't understand cricket. And that brings me back to the source of the problem, that people don't understand cricket. Anyway, I'm going to get to the short version of this, very, very long and detailed, because the devil is always in the details. Unfortunately, because a lot of people have ADD now, because a lot of doctors wanted new boats. And so they told everyone that they have ADD, and then everyone believed it, and then we stopped playing cricket, and that added to the whole fucking... Anyway, Bodyline was about the English cheating. They cheated. In cricket, they don't really cheat in anything else. They just did once cheat in cricket, then they pretended that they didn't cheat. Quite like what the Australian government has done here. But not in cricket, in life, in people's livelihoods. An untouchable thing that the British would never dare interfere with, because that's their whole thing. Is they you know what I mean? The king doesn't even have that. He's like, yeah, have some more. I don't want all this power. I just want to watch the cricket When he built, that's why all you politicians have jobs, because the king could have just done it. I trust that he could do a better job, personally. But he delegates because he's way better at that than I am. That's why I'm sitting here by myself, because I can't get to that. I can't get to that level of delegation. I've been let down too many fucking times. Because there's not enough people play cricket. Cricket instills in you a loyalty to your team, a sportsmanship ideal, and apart from this one time where the English fucked it all up, it's a beautiful sport. But anyway, the English decided to bowl because Don Bradman was such a good batsman. Right, he was such a good batsman that his average is actually the ABC address in Perth, as far as I am aware of, is the address of Don Bradman's average, which is 99 point fucking something out. And I don't know, my dad told me that. And although he wasn't born in Western Australia, he knew details like that because he loved the place and he loved cricket. Now, they decided, because Don Bradman was such a good batsman, it's like the normal average, the highest other average is like 33 and his is like 99. He's off the fucking charts good. That happens in Australia sometimes in things. But yeah, they decided to bowl bouncers, which I'm a bowler and I love bowling bouncers. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. I'm an opening fucking bowler and bouncers are part of my repertoire. It's not a big part, but every now and then, it's going to come flying past your right eye or your left eye. But they did this theory called leg theory, which they bowled down the left-hand side, which made a really boring game and almost killed a bunch of our cricketers, stars of the Invincible team. They got two really... Douglas Jardine was the captain, and Harold Larwood and Bill Voice were the opening bowlers, or were the quicks that decided to try and kill our Don with that red ball. Not with guns or vaccines or misinformation, but with the red ball. And that created almost a war between the English and the Australians. A bunch of great things from the crowd at one point. One of the famous things from this series was one of the spectators yelled out as the English captain Douglas Jardine swatted a fly. That it was heard that he called out from the crowd, and he said, "Leave our flies alone, Jardine." And this is a piece of Australian history. And I suppose with all the imports that we've had since 1933 into the country, I suppose it was inevitable that we'd face the established Australians, the Australians that built this country and forged it from the earth with the help of the British Empire, and we maintained our relationship via cricket. We didn't instill the importance of cricket. A lot of Italians, a lot of Irish, a lot of Americans, a lot of Canadians, a lot of Vietnamese, a lot of all these other nations, which are great and creates a melting pot of Australian culture, they didn't realise the importance of cricket to the actual whole situation. And that's why this little radical offshoot thought that they could pull this shit off. And I personally think, like I said, if you don't know who Don Bradman is, electric chair, but that's why I'm not in charge. Okay? I just talk and make funny things. So it's probably not electric chair, but should have definitely been at least an issue. If it was an issue in cricket, global issue, all the newspapers, all the everything around this, because they were bowling bouncers at our Don. Well, where did that go? Well, that went somewhere when we lost track of our history. And we lost track of our history because the ABC decided, instead of talking about cricket, they should throw our war heroes and military heroes under the bus and create like a fantasy. They thought like Quentin Tarantino was great, and so they turned the ABC into Pulp Fiction instead of the news, or instead of Australian history. And And that's how we got here.